When you're trying to be self-expressed, how do you not drip your emotions all over the other person? This is Reid Malco for readaboutsex.com.
Cathy from the intimacydojo.com. Explain your terms.
So we talk often about being self-expressed and having our emotions and being able to share, like, hey, I'm disappointed, or hey, that was sad for me, rather than just pretending things are okay.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also times when someone says no and we feel very disappointed, that we kind of like, there's like this rain of disappointment, or there's all this emotion coming across that can make some people feel pressured into doing the thing that they said no to. Or they can feel guilty. It can feel like they're having to take care of the person, as opposed to just the person's just being with their own emotions and sharing, hey, I'm disappointed. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I do. I'm trying to think how to responsibly respond to this question. What do you do? Coming up with farting and allergies, and that's probably not useful for most people.
Are you in third grade?
No, but maybe going to third grade for some advice would be useful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's challenging sometimes because if we are very disappointed, it's important not to stifle it, but it's not about the other person fixing it. So being with our own emotions, feeling them, and acknowledging them is useful. Some people that handle it better or worse. Like there's some people I can say, hey, I'm really disappointed about that. And they're like, wow, thanks for sharing. Do you need is there anything I can support you with? And some people will be very impacted just by you saying, hey, I feel disappointed. So like, even if you're really being clean about it and acknowledging your own feelings, it may not be as comfortable for that other person to hear that, depending on where they're coming from. But it is hard sometimes not to, especially when we're learning. We're clumsy when we're first learning to be self-expressed.
Yeah, I mean, it's tricky. It's, again, like, I can't get rid of the fart analogies in my head. So I think there's a couple things, right? I'm a big self-expression person, so I'm moving towards being more self-expressed. I think is what is generally useful in life. If you being yourself causes other people to leave you, I think that's a better use of your time, and then you can work on grief rather than stifling yourself, and then living a life where you're stifling yourself so that people won't leave you.
Right.
And then there's the learning curve of, oh, I'm feeling my disappointment, and like you're saying, it's raining down on people. So generally speaking, I'm really trying to get away from farts right now. If you have a water hose, a garden hose, and you're watering your plants, you're trying to emotionally gain enough control to not spray the people around you who don't want to be sprayed.
Right.
Like, that's generally kind to not emotionally spray people. Where you could argue, but I want to be self-expressed, and you just point it straight up in the air and just spray everywhere.
There,
so if we're saying that not getting your emotions on people who haven't asked is being kinder, being nicer as a person, being cleaner, maybe clean, not that if you get people wet, you're dirty, but like, generally speaking, having a little bit more control of how you express yourself would be useful. So now we're going with farts. I'm sorry. So if I'm feeling really gassy, and I know that my friends are very sensitive to smell, then I might want to take my fart of disappointment. I might want to be like, please excuse me, I'll be right back. Get up, go outside, let it rip, and then come back. Which, again, like, maybe this is the third grade thing where it's like, oh, Billy, you want to have a tantrum. Awesome. Like, go in the other room, let it loose, have your thing, and then come on back, because we're doing art.
I think it's important not to stifle or shut down what you're feeling, but build up the skills and the muscles to feel what you're feeling and also be able to take care of yourself. There's a bunch of grounding exercises that Rick Wilkes and I do on thrivingnow.com. The link's below. It's /grounding. Those can be really helpful too, just getting present with yourself. right now, because a lot of the problem we have with disappointment is we're not just feeling the disappointment right now that this person said no, we're feeling all the disappointment we never got to feel or learn how to deal with when we were a kid. So someone saying, no, I don't want to go to the movies with you is like, oh my God, my world is ending. This is just like when I was 3 and Dad left, or Grandpa wouldn't give me the
So rather than the fire
candy
hose, you opened up the fire hydrant.
Yes. So
watering hose, not fire hose. Did I say fire hose? Whatever.
Back
to the hose. You opened up a fire hydrant and it's spraying everywhere.
Yeah.
Got it.
So grounding exercises can help you clean that up, like keep that present now.
Yep.
And then getting a therapist or coach or doing some tapping, clearing out some of the old disappointments. So when you feel a current disappointment, it's not so big, is really, really helpful.
Yeah.
And then talking to the people you're with, like if you spend a lot of time with them, like, hey, I'm feeling disappointed. Last time I shared with you, you seem really upset about that. You reacted strongly. Is it okay for me to share my disappointment with you? Or is it better for me to go in the other room and then just not let you know about it? So
yeah, I don't think it's like you don't need to. I mean, I'm sure there are some people like, I don't need to know that you're gassy today. Why do you keep telling me that you're going into the other room to fart? And I think for the most part, you can be like, hang on, I'll be right back. And then you come back and you're like, everything's maybe better.
Yeah.
What do you think? These are complex situations, but some people are really sensitive to other people's energies. And, how do you create some sort of coordination? And then, I don't know, how do you handle it when you have the fart of disappointment? Wow. I couldn't stop myself. I'm sorry.
So sorry.
So sorry. Leave comments.
Thanks for tuning in, Sex Geek. If you would like to continue with the brain sex, do me a favor and click subscribe right here. If you'd like to watch me on social media, that's where you're going to go. Next video, maybe? And if you really would like your own Sex Geek t-shirt, please click right here, right now. Boop. No, really, like...